Hello children, how are you all today? I hope you all are healthy and happy. For today's English lesson, we are going to continue with the third chapter from your English Supplementary Reader book, An Alien Hand. And this chapter is, the desert. So in our previous video lesson, we have finished some parts of the explanation, some parts of reading the text, and today we will be continuing with the rest of the remaining part, right? And also we will be attempting some meanings and a few question answers if the time permits us. Okay children, so let's recall what we had learned in our previous video lesson. I had told you about deserts, about two views on a desert. Some people think, actually most people think, that the desert is a barren land, large stretches of sand, and others who have seen it closely or who stays there, who stays in a desert, are in the view that a desert can be a beautiful place when you stay there, when you observe there, because it is a home of variety of plants and animals. So we had also seen the common perspective, common view of the people, that this desert can have a really less of vegetation as well as rainfall. Because of the rainfall only, the vegetation is so less, right? We had seen that. We have also learned about a common animal that we can spot in a desert, like the sheep of the desert, right? The camel, which is the common way of commuting or transport in a desert. So you might have heard of this a lot of times. And also there are small animals which burrow, means which dig the sand and enter into the depth of the soil, and they do not come out in the daytime. Instead they come out for food at night only. Okay, so this is the way the desert animals and plants. About plants, what did we learn? That the cactus has deep roots, right? It goes deep inside the soil in search of water, because I told you that the water sips in very quickly and reaches the water table, because the sand cannot hold water, right? I told you about this. So the cactus has modified its leaves into thorns, and the stems are really thick to hold moisture, right? So because there is no rainfall, these plants and these animals have adapted themselves to the surrounding, to the climate of a desert. So children, let's go ahead and read the rest of the chapter. You will find we were on page number 18 and we will continue from the last paragraph only. Desert plants also adapt themselves to the life they lead. Cactus plants store water in their thick stems. I told you, we had read this in our earlier video lesson, also in our previous video lesson, but this time I have started from here only. I told you that this plant, cactus, store water in their thick stems because they are modified. So other plants, when you will find some plants in the plains or in mountains, they are of different variety, they are of different appearance, but these cactus, they have modified their stem into thick stem. Their roots lie close to the surface of the ground and quickly absorb the moisture from the light rains that occasionally fall. So children, occasionally means what? At irregular interval, okay? Sometimes or sometimes not. So occasionally means in or out, occurring now and then. Sometimes it may occur, sometimes it can be completely dry spell. So the major feature of all deserts is, of course, dryness and variation of temperature. So everyone who talks about a desert, they know that whether they will be talking about the dryness means lacking of moisture in the air. There will be, when there is no rainfall, the moisture also, the air content, the water content in the air is also less, right? And also variation of temperature. Sometimes it's really cold at night, sometimes it's extremely hot in the day, right? So you never know how this temperature varies. Varies means differs. Okay, they are different. It changes. In humid climates, the moisture in the air acts like a blanket and protect the earth's surface from the hot rays of the sun. So we are always being told that we should protect ourselves from the hot rays of the sun, because that leads to cancer or some other skin diseases, right? Because of the rays which has UV rays, ultraviolet rays. So the moisture in the air in humid climates, I'm talking about, talk about West Bengal or places which are located closer to the ocean or water bodies, they have humid type of climate, right? But Rajasthan, because it doesn't receive any rainfall, the air is so dry, it lacks moisture. So the absence of this blanket in desert lands causes the desert to heat up rapidly during the day. So because this layer of moisture is not present in the air of desert area, okay, in such areas where rainfall is scanty, where rainfall is less, and to cool off rapidly at night. So this is the reason why the desert gets heated up in the day and it cools down rapidly. Rapidly means quickly, okay, quickly in the night time. Deserts are an important part of nature's great plan. So children, here actually it's in the concluding part, in the ending part of the chapter, the author wants to emphasize on the fact that deserts are also a part of nature's plan. Okay, why do they occur or why do we find them in nature is also a great plan. We sometimes overlook or we sometimes overcredit some other places, like people don't want to visit deserts and they want to go to other places like hill stations, near water bodies like beaches and all. So but they don't give much attention to deserts. So the author is saying that this desert is a part of nature's plan only. They are there like the dense forest and the deep oceans. So what is he saying? That they are present there like what? Like dense forest. Dense forests are a typical feature of monsoon forest or evergreen forest, those things. And the deep oceans. So no one knows how deep the ocean is. No one knows how high the mountains are, right? No one knows how dense a forest can be, like in Amazon and other great forests. So like that only we know that deserts are vast stretches of sand, but also life exists there, people live there, right? So just because they are hot and dry, one should not look upon them as useless parts of the earth. So this is also a part of the earth. We shouldn't overlook, we shouldn't look down upon it, we shouldn't consider it low, we shouldn't consider it a fancy, we shouldn't consider it not to be a fancy place, because there also lies a lot of mystery about nature. So if you anywhere or anytime soon gets an opportunity to find a place for your itinerary, to find a place for your travel, I would suggest you also pay a visit to a desert area and find about the life and culture of that place. Okay, so obviously not in this pandemic situation when everything or every travel is just to be necessary. When it's very necessary, then only you should travel. But after all this lifts up, the lockdown, the cases shoots down, okay, comes down, then you can obviously think of planning a trip to a desert. Okay children, with this I wrap up my lesson. I have completed the chapter. Now we will be moving to writing the meanings of some words from the lesson. Okay children, let's get to writing some meanings and know some new words. What do they mean? Okay, let's start it. So the first word for today is These are meanings, children. You have to write it in your notebook as well. Number 1. Bloom. Bloom means to open up. Like flowers bloom, flowers open up. Number 2. Wasteland. Wasteland means what? An unused area. Of land that has become barren. Number 3. Variety. Different forms or types. Number 4. Oasis. A fertile green area in an arid. Children, arid means dry. Arid region, dry region such as a desert. So children, here are the four words, 4 meanings. So bloom, to open up. Wasteland, an unused area of land that has become barren. 3. Variety, different forms or types. 4. Oasis, a fertile green area in an arid region such as a desert. Please write it down quickly or take a screenshot. Now moving to next words. Mounds. Number 5 is mounds. Big heaps, okay. Number 6, depositing. Settling down. Of sediments like sand particles, to a landform. Okay, so we know then when sand is deposited on top of each other, when the sediments of sand particles deposit on each other, they form a landform called sand dunes. Okay, we know that. So next, to the next word we will be moving. burrow. Move underground by digging. Number 8, moisture. It means wetness or the water content in something, okay? That also can be called a moisture, but write this one only, it's short. Number 9, adapt. Adapt means to change. When these animals and plants have adapted, that means they have changed according to the climate. They have adapted. Absorb. Number 10. Absorb means to take in completely. So children, here are the next 6 meanings after 4. So total 10. Now mounds, burrow, depositing, moisture, adapt and absorb. Please write it down, children. Okay. Let's move to the next words. Number 11, retain. Retain means to hold, okay? Retain means to continue to hold. Absorb or continue to hold. Number 12, occasionally. Occurring now and then. Number 13, variations. Changes. And number 14, humid. Means containing moisture. Okay children, so here are the 14 meanings from your chapter. We are done with the meanings. Now children, moving to the comprehension check, that's on page number 16 and then again we have it on 19. So first we will be completing the 16th comprehension check. Let's write it down. The first question, we have already discussed this comprehension check, so I'll be writing down the answers, what we have discussed in the first video lesson. Okay, so this is on page number 16. Number 1, pick out 2 phrases which describe the desert as most people believe it is. The 2 phrases that describe the desert as most people believe it is are, which are the two phrases I told you that's on the very first paragraph. In the very first paragraph you can see page number 15, number A, and endless stretch of sand. This is a phrase. And number B, waterless and without shelter. Okay children, so this is the first answer, number 1 answer. The two phrases that describe the desert as most people believe it is are an endless stretch of sand and number B, waterless and without shelter. Now moving to the second part of this question only. Second part asks us to answer this question. Pick out two phrases which describe the desert as specialists see it. Okay, so what do specialists feel about it? Here let me change this one, just this one. Okay, number 2. The two phrases that describe the desert as specialists see it are, now we will be changing A and B for this one also. So what do they think that a desert is? They think that desert can be a beautiful place, right? And number B is the home of variety of people, animals and plants. Children, so we are done with number 1 and 2 part of question number 1 from the comprehension check on page number 16. Now children, we can see that at the end we have been asked that which opinion do we believe in? So which do you think is an apt description and why? Why do you feel so? Okay, so I think children, this description, the second one, is the right description. So let's go with this one only, because we should not see negativity in everything. We should see the positive aspect. We should see the positive side also. So I think the specialists are right. So let's write this one only, number 1's answer only. We are continuing this part. So answer 2, number 2, is an apt description of a desert because it's true that a desert can be a beautiful place as it is a home of a variety of animals, people and plants. Okay children, you can definitely write your own answers. If it's correct, I do not mind. Okay, so answer 2 is an apt description of a desert, because it's true that a desert can be a beautiful place as it is a home of a variety of animals, people and plants. Now children, moving to the second question of this comprehension check only, that's match the following. The phrases on the left in the following box occur in the text. Match each of them with a phrase on the right. Okay, let's do this. So I'll be just writing the correct answer on the right. Okay, we won't be matching like kids do. We will be matching just like writing the correct answer beside the question only. So choose one, number 1, an endless stretch of sand. What does this mean? This means nothing but sand as far as one could see. Nothing but sand as far as one can see. So this is the answer for the first one. Number 2, waterless and without shelter. What does this mean? No water and no shade. So children, you will have to write this also in your copy. Okay, we'll have to finish the comprehension check in the notebook only. An oasis. What is an oasis? So, fertile place with water. And plants in a desert. Okay children, 3 is done. An oasis is a fertile place with water and plants in a desert. Number 4, hidden by a cover of grass. What will be the answer? Not visible because the grass is thick. So children, these are the answers of number 2. So with number 1, you can mark the last bullet. The third bullet. An endless stretch of sand means nothing but sand as far as one can see. We have written that. Next is waterless and without shelter. No water and no shade. And next one, oasis. An oasis is a fertile place with water and plants in a desert. We had discussed this while we were reading the lesson. And hidden by a cover of grass is what? Which one? Not visible because the grass is thick. So children, with this I end my lesson here only, the video lesson for today. and we will be meeting in our next class with the question and answers of the next comprehension check that follows, that is on page number 18 perhaps, right? I think it's on page number 18 only. So we will be meeting in our next class. Okay, that's on page number 19. So we will be meeting in the next class to finish this questions that follows now. The rest of the questions in comprehension check, we will try to finish the questions from the question part also, and that's I think the comprehension check are the last questions we have for this chapter. Thank you for watching the video. We will meet again in our next class. Bye bye.